Versatile Mage. Chapter 248. The Night of Sweeping. Translator. Tofu. Editor. A.L. Ryanth. Black clouds covered the flourishing city below like a dense brocade. The city was massive, like the physique of a colossal giant. The roads with flickering lights were dense and crisscrossed in every direction. The many red tail lights looked similar to blood being transported throughout the body of the city. It was still active at midnight, like the heart of a giant that was still beating. In some of the corners and dark areas that were hard to find, it seemed a parasite, a tumor, a larvae had latched itself onto this great city. In a single night, all of that was being eliminated. Perhaps they might hurt the flesh and bones during the extraction, but everyone was clear that these dangers were concealed. Perhaps next time, there might even be large chunks of flesh, or even an organ affected by it. In order to protect the people residing in this giant-like city, when they removed the bad blood, they definitely could not be lenient. Mo Fan was lying on the balcony the whole time. The floor was high up, and it allowed him to see the beautiful night scene of this giant city. He had called Muz Tangyu several times, but all of them went to her voicemail. Thinking about this night, all of the justices from the magic court were currently fighting. Mo Fan could not see this battle, and those students who were discussing the shadow beast within the school also could not see this. The normal people who had already fallen into deep sleep did not see this either. However, that did not mean it didn't happen. I-Tutu suddenly jumped into Mo Fan's line of sight. "Hello, why are you lying there like a dead person? Tell us just what happened, or else I." What came into Mo Fan's line of sight was not actually her pouty face, but her large chest. Furthermore, she was wearing a tank top. Just how could he resist that? Nothing, really. It's my own business. It's better if you don't know. Mo Fan realized that he was also a very thoughtless person. When he saw that big white rabbit jumping around, his mood also turned into his normal lazy one. Bullshit. Why were the people from the Black Vatican targeting you? Was that cursed beast subdued by you? I heard that those cursed beasts are warrior level. How could you, a student, possibly fight against a warrior level creature? Also, were Jia Wenqing and Fu Tianming really from the Black Vatican? Could you be an undercover agent put into the school to deal with the Black Vatican by the magic court? Oh, that must definitely be the case. I-Tutu's large number of questions immediately swatted over and slapped his ears. You're really creative. You should go and write some novels. Mo Fan was speechless toward I-Tutu. Also, the most important question. If you answer this question, then you won't need to answer the other questions, I-Tutu said seriously. Ask away, Mo Fan said. Just what elemental magician are you? I-Tutu asked. This question was precisely the same question that Mu Nujiao, who was sitting on the couch, wanted to ask. When I-Tutu asked this, she also turned her head over as her beautiful eyes watched Mo Fan. The first time seeing him at the rookie competition, Mo Fan was clearly just a summoning magician. His spirit wolf was basically invincible. Afterwards, he displayed intermediate lightning magic. This could also be considered normal. Perhaps his major element might have been the lightning element, and then he began to cultivate the summoning element. After all, an intermediate magician was able to use two elements. However, when Mu Nujiao was watching Mo Fan in combat, Mo Fan had clearly shown power from other elements. This was a question that continuously perplexed her. Within the beast-taming iron cage, Mo Fan's performance was extremely astonishing. As he walked out of the flames, his whole body was enshrouded in a captivating fire. The strength that he displayed at that time was precisely intermediate fire magic. The incredible might of the fiery fist, groundbreak was something that was still fresh in Mu Nujiao's mind. He's also a fire magician. But how could that be possible? His cultivation had yet to reach the advanced level, yet he possessed 3 different magics. Didn't you guys see it already? What's the point of asking? Mo Fan also did not deny it. The truth was, the two of them were very considerate. If they were to ask some people from Bo City, they would most likely know about the innate dual element thing. Even if they knew about it, it wouldn't change much. Do you really have 3 elements? By now, Mu Nujiao was no longer able to sit quietly. She immediately stood up, and her curvy, delicate body immediately popped into Mo Fan's vision. I Tutu's little mouth formed into an "oh" shape as she looked at Mo Fan in disbelief. Great demon, you really are a freak. Innate dual element is something from legends. Not only do you have that many elements, you are even able to cultivate them to a realm that most people cannot achieve. Mu Nujiao immediately grasped the most important aspect of this. The scene of him using the fire element convinced Mu Nujiao that Mo Fan's fire elemental strength far exceeded that of his summoning element. It was even a bit stronger than his lightning element. Furthermore, this guy didn't possess common fire. It was spirit-grade fire. Great demon, if this is the case, that means your strongest element isn't summoning nor lightning, but actually the fire element. I Tutu said. That sounds about right. I Tutu basically kneeled down. Mu Nujiao was actually a relatively strong woman herself. She initially thought her own strength was on par with Mo Fan. However, who would have imagined that he had actually cultivated 3 elements, with lightning being the secondary, the summoning element, which had defeated over 100 people, being his minor, while the fire element was his major. Suddenly, a feeling of defeat washed over Mu Nujiao. You freak. I Tutu began to pant with rage. I Tutu enjoyed playing games. She initially thought she was pretty awesome. However, it turned out that she couldn't even win against someone else's Smurf account. Her heart began to feel conflicted. During the night they were sweeping away the Black Vatican, another incredible thing happened in Hangzhou. The news only mentioned something based on no evidence. There was no concrete proof to what they were saying. After this incident turned into a strange occurrence, it immediately was lost behind the other news that people were more interested in. Mo Fan was listening to Xingxia mentioning this over the phone. This vaguely made Mo Fan recall when Mo's Tangyu mentioned she had some matters to attend in Hangzhou. However, just what exactly happened in the Sihu region, filled with a beautiful, poetic grace, was most likely something that only the Magic Court and some higher organization would know. Not too long after the invasion of the Black Vatican, Mo Fan went to visit Xingxia's school. Xingxia and Lingeling were very close. The two of them seemed to be sisters. Did anyone have plans against Xingxia? Mo Fan asked Lingeling. Don't worry, she will definitely be fine. Hangzhou has a Magic Court office, so normally speaking, the Black Vatican wouldn't dare to come all the way here to seek death. However, when I was protecting your little girlfriend, I discovered something that you probably never realized, Lingeling said. What is it? Mo Fan asked, feeling confused. Sister Xingxia seems to have someone protecting her already, Lingeling declared. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.